exciting. Where did Brady go?
Oh no, calling me short already. Oh, okay. Welcome back to episode 26 of the podcast. Sorry that there was only one episode this week, scheduling issues. So, yeah, it's going to be hard to interview the players at this part of the season because, well, playoffs to focus on and road trips, all that fun stuff. But this is the Lindsay Overman episode. What do you have to say about Lindsay Overman?
Not too much. She's a freshman this year. She's played 12 minutes. So we haven't seen her on the field too much. Hopefully she gets more minutes in the coming seasons. Seems pretty nice, maybe a little shy. I think we've talked to her a couple times, and I've seen her on campus. But yeah, seems like a good person. Isn't necessarily playing for the team too much, but you know, it's her freshman year, and there'll be much more in store for her, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I have a lot to say about her, I feel like, because literally before even meeting her, she said something quite controversial on the UNI Women's Soccer Instagram account, because they did a little video of every player's like hot takes, and her hot take was dogs are better than cats, and I'm thinking like, bruh, your mascot's literally Cheeto. Like, is this a joke? But so eventually Lindsay did meet Cheeto. There's a picture floating out there somewhere. Maybe I'll message her, reach out, be like, hey, can we have that photo for the podcast? But probably, maybe, we'll see. You'll know whether or not it's on based off of watching this episode. But yeah, no, I thought, oh no, she played in the Clark exhibition game as well, and I thought she played well against Clark, because that game, literally everyone played at least 20 minutes, I think. Because I'm pretty sure Lindsay went in with like 25, and then Sophia Whitelaw went in with like 20, so 22-ish. So she played like half of a half.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I was there. That's why I'm not remembering that.
Because that was a game that was like 9-0, and like I was like texting you updates. At one point, it was like 4 or 5-0, and you're like, oh wow, okay, solid win. I'm like, yep, halftime. You're like, wait, halftime?
Yeah.
There's a whole other half left? Or 7-0, 7-0.
I remember getting those messages now. I was so confused.
That was a good time. But, yeah, I'm sure Lindsay will play eventually as time goes on for her here at UNI. But speaking of games and playing time and all that, we had 2 games this week against Evansville and Missouri State. Both games were quite controversial, but, you know, going to the game against Evansville, we got to witness history.
Yeah, so our Evansville game was Thursday. It was a historic game because this is the first time since the field has been at UNI that we played in the rain.
Not the history I was referring to.
In all seriousness, this team now holds the record for goals scored in a season. This was set Thursday, October something. You know, let's give the people some accurate information here.
Okay, I think it's cool.
October 12th, we set a new program record for goals scored in a season.
Yes. No, I think the coolest part about making history with this team, though, is I felt like it was very fitting that Lauren Heinch was the one to set that record for us. Because, like, she's put so much work into this team. She is one of our best players. She's been our poster player twice now in her 4 years. And, well, twice that we know of. I doubt she was a poster player for freshman year. But, I felt like it was very fitting. Plus, Lauren Heinch is on pace to break some UNI records as well, I think. Unless she already has a shots on goal record or shots record or something like that.
She's very close. I think she passed either shots or shot on goal record kind of mid-season. She takes a lot of shots, so so that goal came very early versus Evansville.
1 minute 34 seconds.
Yeah, so a little over 90 seconds in, and we were just like chilling. I can't remember the goal, to be honest with you, or at least the build-up. I don't know what happened, but somehow the ball got in the back of net way earlier than I thought it would. and we were going crazy. I think it's also fun. It was assisted by Maddie Eastis, and we were kind of debating before the game. Like we were pretty confident we were going to break it versus Evansville, but just the way our team's been scoring and the way Evansville has been
slacking
performing. So we were kind of debating like who like would probably realistically get it. So we were talking like obviously our starters, so like Lauren or Olivia or Maddie. I think I chose Maddie.
Yeah. I probably chose Kneffley, but.
And then.
Or did I choose like Chesna or something?
Yeah,
like
and then we chose some like sleeper picks, some like Marissa Gross with a header or something like that. Something crazy. But so that was crazy. So we go up 1-0 very early in the game, and then Evansville picks up momentum pretty much until the second half ends.
Yeah, they scored a second goal about halfway through the first half, and nothing too special about the goal. Their second goal of the half, however, really got us going because at about midfield, one of the Evansville players pushes, I think it was Kneffley or Sydney.
Oh, I was thinking it was Denise or something.
Or Denise, that sounds more realistic, a midfielder. So Denise pushes Denise over, claims the ball, goes down and scores, like right there. It's like, I'm sorry, last time I read the rule book, you aren't allowed to full-on push a player over to maintain the ball. And that's what the Evansville player did. Just for them to go down and score, and we were fired up. I know I said a few things that I probably shouldn't say on the podcast out loud, but I definitely had some choice words for the referee. And but luckily, though, 3 minutes later, Ashley Harrington gets the monkey off her back and scores her first goal in like 4, 5, 6 games.
A bit of a drought, yeah.
But so it was really cool to see Ashley Harrington, a star player on our team, our captain, someone that is recovering from injury right now, get a goal to, tie it at halftime 2-2. So very high scoring first half, which was very rare, I feel like.
And I was feeling like quite scared going into the second half. After Evansville scored the equalize and then eventually take the lead, it was almost all Evansville. I mean, they were controlling the game. But yeah, Ashley slots that one in. On this stat sheet, it says with 11 seconds left, but I'm like,
no,
very much sure it was 7.
Because I remember them counting down from 10, so it had to have been at least like 9 or 8 or 7. I think 7.
Pretty sure it was 7. And then magic happens again. So in the 61st minute, Olivia Kneffley scores, assisted by Caroline Hazen.
Of course you mentioned that. Yeah.
But Olivia, I believe that goal put her as the new leading goal scorer on the team.
Which means we have a new GOAT.
We do. Sorry, Macy.
Yeah, you're not as good as Olivia anymore.
Olivia now leads the team in goals scored. She leads the team in points. She leads the Missouri Valley Conference in points as well. So, crazy. I think she, over the years that we've been following this team, has improved like tremendously.
That's true.
And she's either improved tremendously or this is one hell of a breakout season for her because she's doing great. Honestly, the whole team is. We have many players above 5 goals. I think Lauren only put in 5 last year, and she was our lead scorer. So we have like 3 or 4 players at that mark this year already.
Also, there's 2 games left to play, or at the time, 3 games left to play.
And playoffs.
And playoffs, and we already broke the goal scoring record.
Yeah.
And, yes, we scored 9 goals against Viterbo, so that stat can be a little flawed, but I'm sorry, when there's still 4 games left and we've already broken the record, clearly we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Plus, we probably had a flawed game the year we broke it anyway, so, or the previous record year, so,
Yeah, could be. I would say there's a couple other records we're still very close to breaking. 2 more wins will see us tie the team record for wins in a season. 2 more assists will see us tie the assist record. 2 more shout-outs from Caitlin will see her... No. Or is it to the tie or to the break?
I
think it's to the break.
Either way, Caitlin's very close.
Caitlin's very close. Our goal scored has been broken and will probably get shattered. So that wraps up that game. We finished 3-2.
before we wrap up that game, you know who really stood out to me on Evansville's team? Their goalkeeper, Myia.
Oh,
Bro, I couldn't
yeah.
believe we didn't mention this earlier. She played so well in that first half. She made, I think, 9 saves in that first half alone.
10 is on recorded. Yeah.
10 saves in the first half. That's
And a bunch of them were like, she was jumping up. The ball was like a couple inches below the top bar, like just a jump and punch. She did that at least 3 times.
Yep.
I know for a fact. So it felt like we could have had that first half at like 5 goals, and no one would have batted an eye because that was the type of pressure we were putting on.
Yeah. Like, easily the best goalkeeping performance we've seen at our time at UNI. Like, any other goalkeeper in the conference, that easily would have been an 8-1 win. Or 8-1, because that second goal they scored shouldn't have counted. 8-1 win.
I wish there was a way to compliment her during the game, because I wanted to say something, but I didn't want it to be like derogatory towards her, because she was just doing a great job. But if I go like, oh, good save, Key, that could be seen as bad. Not bad, but like it just it's not sincere, but it was sincere because it made some phenomenal saves.
I know I said good save from time to time to her, but
yeah.
All right, now to the bad. Missouri State.
Yeah, so this was a very key game for this team to not lose. That was the number one goal in my heart going into this. Not losing this game would have kept us very much alive in the running for first place. However, we had a less than desirable result here.
Another game where I felt like the referees, made an impact on the game, because like in the first half, there's a video clip that you sent me where we get fouled, but we maintain the ball and we put the ball up at the top of the box, so it would have been a breakaway for us. Yeah. And then the whistle blows. It's like, okay, we still had the advantage and we were about to score. Why wasn't that called? And then in another circumstance in that first half, Olivia Kneffley got pushed in the box while having the ball, and there was flat out no call at all. It's like, I'm sorry, that should have been a PK.
Yeah,
and then who knows what it would have.
That's the most frustrating. So that first one was a through ball to Olivia Kneffley, and again, that would have been. She was basically through the back line at that point. You're talking about a one-on-one essentially with the keeper and a shot on goal for sure. The second one is very frustrating to me because it's such an obvious foul. The commentators are like, oh, it's a judgment call. I could see it going either way. No. You watch any professional soccer that has VAR, and if that's not called on the field, that's getting sent down. Like, it's such a textbook play. Olivia touches the ball away, and then the defender takes her out. The defender gets no contact on the ball. There's contact on Olivia's knee or shin. That brings her down. That's a textbook penalty call. I don't know what the rest were seeing. It was on the side that was closer to the AR, where he would have been, or she. I didn't see them during the game, but just a frustrating no call there. I would have loved to have been there to let them know that.
Let them know that they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Favorite chant at the moment. No, but I don't know. At least we looked competitive during the game. It never felt like we were out of it. Or at least, because you watched the first half, I watched the second half. Did you watch the second half?
I did not.
Yeah.
Performance.
Yeah, so from the second half that I saw, even though we gave up a goal, I felt like we were very competitive. Caitlin really stood her ground. She played well. The one goal that we gave up was a scramble in the box, and I don't know, they got lucky, got the ball right outside the 6, and I don't know, easy tap in for Missouri State. But yeah, it sucks to lose, but at least we look competitive. At least we know we can stay in that game for just in case we do play them in the playoffs, which is looking quite likely right now, but only time will tell.
Yeah. I might play devil's advocate a little bit. I just think the lack of shots and shots on goal is a little concerning as far as this team has been so offensively driven, and the first half was just boring on both ends. I don't think Missouri State really got a good shot. They rang one from deep off the top crossbar though. Yep. That was crazy, and I don't think Caitlin had it covered. I think she jumped in the right spot, but I don't think at the right time. I think it might have scored basically if it didn't hit the crossbar. So I would like to see some more shots if we play them again, because you got to take shots to score. So
yeah. We only had 6 shots, which might be the lowest we've had all year. Maybe, no, I think we had more against Murray State. But still, very good.
Yeah. So that we'll talk about this more towards the end, but that loss against Missouri State was so key because uh, it makes it extremely hard to get first place or arguably top two in the conference. But we'll go over through our decision day scenarios and how the playoffs are looking for us after we preview the other games.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Day this is being released, we're playing Valparaiso. Honestly, it's a winnable game. Valpo hasn't been playing very well this year. I don't like this. Isn't the Valpo team that we saw last year? Like they're not. When you look at them where they're at in the standings, they're below Belmont, and Belmont's not a good team. Didn't they just lose to Belmont?
Yes, Belmont beat them at Valpo's home site to give them their first home loss this season.
Valpo's not. I mean, granted, you gotta take every game seriously, but Valpo isn't as good as they historically are. So it's a very winnable game today, but we gotta be ready for them. So.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that are just kind of interesting about this game to me. I agree. I think it's very winnable. I think looking at our performance on the road, which is very not good. We technically have been shut out once, but some major losses on the road, and we knew our road schedule at the beginning of the season was like basically top 5 teams versus our home schedule's bottom 5 teams. So we knew that'd be tricky. This team isn't playing great on the road this year. Valpo has only lost one home game all year, and that was to Belmont. But I think Valpo, looking at their record, they're 2-4, is very comparable to us last year.
Yep.
Tying a bunch of games, losing a couple, winning a couple, but they sit in 7th right now and have 10 points. They will more than likely make the playoffs, but
a lot has to happen for them not to make the playoffs.
Yeah, given the caliber of the teams below them,
like Evansville,
they could probably
Illinios State.
They could probably stay at 10 points and be fine. I'd be willing to put some money on, but I think it will be a definitely winnable game. A bit tough, given their historically good record and program success, but. This is our year, not Valpo's year. So.
Very well said. And then, want to go into Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday, decision day. We play the Illinois State Redbirds, who currently sit second to last in the conference.
I love that. Second to last.
Sit second to last in the conference. And
sorry, Trevor. Love you, bud. First, in case he's listening.
Illinois State is 278 in the RPI rankings, and we sit just outside the top 100. So there's a massive difference on paper between these two teams. We've not lost in a while. Something to note, looking at our game history, every time we've lost to them, barring one single game, and we've lost 11 games to them, we've been shut out. Every single one of those losses but one, which in my book says that if we could score, chances are we're going to win. And this team is not playing well this year. This is an absolutely winnable game at home. I fully expect to win on decision day. We're undefeated at home. We're playing Illinois State. There's,
it's ours to lose, essentially. Like, I don't know. Plus, I think this would be the first time in program history that we are undefeated at home. I could be wrong with that, but I haven't heard of anything of us being undefeated at home for an entire season. So
yeah, it would have to be, surely.
Especially, I don't know. It's just a very historic team. So I don't know. My projection for the game against Illinois State, though, I don't know, 4-1. Honestly, 5-1 maybe.
I'm gonna go 4-0.
Okay.
Yeah, this should be an absolutely winnable game on decision day that can hopefully get us over the hump. And into a good playoff position. Notable games as we go down the stretch. Drake and Murray State play. So as the standings are, as of recording, that is the number 1 versus the number 4. It's a massive game. Missouri State plays Southern Illinois, so that's number 2 versus 11. Not good for us. We'll get into that in a bit. And then on decision day, there's nothing terribly notable only because we're doing good this year. If we were a little bit lower in the table, there's a lot of games that are kind of matched where the teams are next to each other.
I mean, Valpo UIC could be interesting, but other than that,
Yeah.
not a whole lot of anything going on
Like-
decision day.
Yeah, Missouri State plays Evansville and Drake plays Belmont. Those are both top teams versus mid-table teams. They're not low mid-table, but it's not like they're going to be trading spots. So
I mean, good tests for Drake and Missouri State, or not Missouri State, but good test for Drake specifically, because Belmont, they might play in the playoffs. I mean, Belmont's a mid-table team that could surprise someone, make it to that semifinal as the 4 seed, or as basically the 4 seed at that point, playing Drake. But
so
a lot can happen.
I can't believe we get to say this with 2 games left to play, but let's talk playoffs.
Playoffs? Playoffs? I didn't even think we're gonna, we would be talking about playoffs with 2 games left. We are. First of all, we already made it. Like, it's guaranteed. Second of all, if I could be wrong, but we literally only need 1 point to claim a playoff spot, or to claim a home field playoff game. I buffed that up, but it's fine. 1 point. We need a tie. I could be way off on that, but just by glancing at it, because Murray State plays Drake, so we're fine there.
I think we technically need 2.
Yes, 2 points.
Because we have to tie with UIC, but we win that tiebreaker. Anyways, so the playoffs as they look right now, Southern Illinois has been completely eliminated. Everyone else is still in the running. I don't know exactly how all the matchups would work, but on raw points, the worst we can do, I believe, is I had this 6th. Yeah, maybe 7.
But that would take a lot.
But yeah, and I don't even know if that's possible just because the matchups other teams have. But points wise, that's the worst we could do. The best we could do, theoretically, we're still in the running for the number 1 seed. Drake, Missouri State, UNI, and Murray State all can get the number 1 seed. However, for us to get the number 1 seed, both Drake and Missouri State cannot win either of their next 2 games.
Which sucks because Missouri State's playing Southern Illinois, so basically a guaranteed win. And then, who's their other game? I don't even remember. But Drake plays Murray State and Belmont.
Yeah.
Murray State, okay, they might give them some trouble. They gave us some trouble. But Belmont, I've already talked smack about Belmont. I'm going to not talk so much smack about Belmont today.
Actually, looking at us now, Drake has to lose and tie. That's the best they can do because we lose on a tiebreaker to them. So, basically, Drake has to lose and tie or lose and lose. Missouri State has to do the same in order for us to pass them. Odds of that are quite low given that Drake plays Murray State and Belmont, as you just said, and then Missouri State literally plays Southern Illinois. Like, that's their win to lock us out of that.
Or first.
And they play Evansville.
Oh my. Yeah, so we're not getting past Missouri State. That is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to Evansville and Missouri and Southern Illinois, but you're not beating Missouri State.
Yeah.
Like,
Missouri State technically is still the only unbeaten team in the conference. They do have 3 ties, but no losses.
Wait, who's unbeaten in conference?
Missouri State.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How could I forget?
So basically, it's a long shot for first or even second because of what has to happen. However, with 1 win, and we decided I think 2 points, which we either tie 2 games or win a game, and we're fine. We guarantee a top 4 finish, which would put us with a home game, unless weird stuff happens above us and we end up getting second. But that's going to be a stretch. So most likely we're aiming for a 3 or 4 seed right now with the way things are shaping up.
But that guarantees us a home playoff game.
Yeah.
And an opportunity to opportunity to host a Thursday playoff game between two neutral site teams, and we can show up and troll.
I would go. Like, that's actually so exciting to me. Just like, it'd be interesting to just watch two Valley Conference teams play and just be there.
Be there, relax.
Yeah.
Have, a stuffed crust pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut. Crap, we're not sponsored by them. My bad. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I think this is about exactly where we predicted we'd end up at the beginning, because we were talking, first would be great, but I think we both put us in the 3 to 5 range, or 3 and 4. So
yeah, we're right where we projected. In your face, Missouri Valley Conference, we're better at projecting these things than you are. Take that, NBC.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing. I think was it 6th or 7th?
They projected us at 6th.
Yeah. Do much better than that. So, yeah, a home playoff game. This would be the first time that we would get a home playoff game on our field, actually. So, another little history moment there.
Which is weird that we didn't play our home playoff game 2 years ago at the field. I think there was issues with ESPN Plus because we didn't have that set up yet, because we didn't set that up till last year, so that would make sense. But yeah, that playoff game 2 years ago against Drake was a freaking mess.
For a lot of different reasons. A 10 a.m. kickoff or 9?
I think it was 9:45.
Early Sunday morning. I don't understand any of that. But decision day this year, not too high stakes for us. In fact, there could even be a scenario where decision day does not matter. I think if we win, if Missouri State and Drake win, we win, and Missouri State drops points of any kind, then our Sunday game, as far as rankings, would not matter. So, there's a world in which we kind of play a rotational squad, maybe, on Sunday for our last home game.
Which I wouldn't mind. 10:30 kickoff was against Drake from 2 years ago. That was terrible.
There's no shot it was 300 attendance.
Yeah, I could see it. Maybe not 300, but
Yeah, not 300.
I mean, it was packed for the complex.
Yeah.
So 150 at least.
Yeah.
Not 300, but.
Not 300. Yeah, what they give us last Thursday, 50.
No shot.
There were
50 people at last.
There were maybe 10 out of cars, and we were 2 of them.
Bro, you could count how many people were out there. I think we counted 17 or 18.
Yeah. And they trickled out throughout the game. And they didn't come out till late either, because we got there our standard 20, 30 minutes before.
Yep.
And the weather was miserable. I'm not harping on the fans that stayed in their vehicles. I do not blame you at all. It was
we're crazy.
Yeah,
we're crazy about this team.
But I don't think anyone else was on the hill until, I kid you not, 60 seconds before the kickoff.
Yep.
And then a couple fans, 3 of them, come walking over and go sit on the bleachers, and it's we just more than doubled our attendance. Anyways, is there anything you want to say about the playoffs, decision day?
I'm just looking forward to hosting a home playoff game, because that'll be, I don't know, it'll be fun to host at the UNI Soccer field. It'll be fun to witness a game that's not between you and I and whoever that Thursday, and maybe heckle them, be like, oh, you suck. Both teams suck.
Yeah.
Both teams should lose.
You should get a sign being I'm here for the refs, or something really bad.
I don't see why not have I can't even think of a referees.
Oh, we could get the entire team.
They're going.
Yeah, in our student section.
No, they're not doing that.
That'd be so funny.
Because I told Ashley, being when we have the neutral game, we should or me and Spencer are gonna be there heckling the players, and she's like, yeah, we're required to go. I'm like, oh, you should join us and heckle the players, and she's like, well, that wouldn't be very professional of us. I'm like, who cares?
Who cares?
Have some fun.
You're not a student athlete at that point. You're just a student because you're not playing the sport.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. Join in.
No, but they're not going to.
Yeah, that would be crazy though. That's gonna be so weird having our team on the sideline, on the hill. Yeah,
We should dress up for it. We should do a theme for the game.
Like suits.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Like, and bring notebooks, do scouting reports.
That'd be funny.
Borrow a team jacket, maybe. Transfer portal scouts.
Yeah.
Accepting nobody because our team's perfect.
If they miss a kick, we could be like, oh, putting her on the transfer list. Oh man, we should get back focused.
Yeah,
Probably.
we just went on a rampage there.
So we talked decision day, we talked playoffs. It's looking very favorable for us. Honestly, low stakes games, I'd even argue.
Yep.
We have moved down in our rankings across the board. We now are at 107. In the RPI rankings, that puts us second in the conference now. Missouri State, I believe, goes up.
Yep.
To 79.
They were below 100 last week, so so that one really helped them with RPIs, and deservingly so. We're a really good team this year. So is Missouri State. They deserve to be in the top 100, 100%. So do we, but
yeah,
you know what? Losing 3 conference games doesn't help.
Yeah.
So
Rounding out the bottom of our conference, as we talked about, Southern Illinois at 321 out of 348, I believe.
Oh, maybe that's right. Yeah. For whatever reason, I thought it was like in the 350s, but.
And then Illinois State, who we're playing on decision day, is at 278. So not very great.
Looking good for us, though.
Yeah. The rest of the conference, I think.
UIC should not be 218. Just very straightforward. I do think they're better than 218, but.
Our conference is quite tight in rankings, actually, in the middle of the pack. And it's almost the opposite of our standings, which is just a little interesting, but they're not too spread out.
Yeah, 347, so yeah, you're right.
And we have unfortunately dropped out of the Midwest coaches poll. We were in there for 5 weeks straight, I believe.
Yep.
We have dropped, what were we last week? Were we 10 last week?
It would have been 10th, yeah.
Yeah, so we dropped. Obviously, another team in that top 10 beating us will bump us out. Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. I don't think the team is. Usually, I feel like we're usually the one that's not bringing this news to them. How we're like ranked and stuff.
Yeah.
At least when I talk to the freshmen, I'm like, oh yeah, like we're like top 100 in RPI or something like that. Or they're like, oh.
Didn't
like,
realize that.
Yeah.
We're just true fans of the team, and I think it's cool for the team that they have at least, they have a couple diehards, because like women's soccer typically isn't looked at all. So at least they have us and the rest of PSP to, support them, rally behind them, give them a little, something to play for essentially. So
yeah. I think that's all we have. Just one little bit. If Southern Illinois beats Missouri State, I see that their last 10 games, they're 0-8-2, Southern Illinois. So that'd be wild. But something like that did happen last season.
Oh yeah, on decision day, Illinois State beat Valpo. Or Missouri State. They beat Missouri State.
Oh yeah. So
the tournament was hosted at Valpo. So yeah, they beat Missouri State on decision day to bump Missouri State down to 2, bump Valpo up to 1. And as it turned out, it did not matter because Murray State beat Valpo in the playoff. So that Murray State could just get blown out by Missouri State in the final.
Yeah, don't remind me. Oh, God.
Sorry for the reminder. Anyway.
Yeah, but that'd be wild. So, yeah, we said it was a long shot for 1 and 2, but crazy things have happened. Do I think they'll happen for 2 games in a row?
No.
I'm fully expecting us to get a 3rd seed here.
Yeah.
It's looking good. Good time to be a Panther soccer fan.
It's always a good time to be a Panther soccer fan. Well, except for the last 2 years, because we've kind of been on the struggle bus the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So literally, this is the perfect time to start a podcast.
Yeah. I'm thankful the last 2 years we weren't like a bottom feeder team. We were like low mid-table.
Yeah.
Like we weren't
terrible.
I feel like last year we were usually like 8th or 9th most of the season.
Yeah, but when we're celebrating a tie, like, bro. Oh, no shot.
Oh, gosh.
And then if we tie this year, it's like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
Tie Western Illinois.
Which we have not done in the conference yet. We'll say. Yeah, we're just that good.
All right, let's wrap things up.
Yep. That's all I have to say, actually. So.
And that's all I have to say. Good luck to the team this weekend as they play their last 2 regular season games. There will be more podcast episodes after this. There will be at least 2 guaranteed. 1 for the playoffs, and basically we'll do a Thursday episode up until we are fully eliminated. And then once we're eliminated, we'll have 1 final episode, a finale, wrap everything up, season awards, and go from there. So a little bit of an update. We can't guarantee player interviews because they are in like the heat of the season. Like, it's kind of hard to get interviews right now. So, and I really don't feel like asking student section leaders to be on the podcast, especially with midterms going on right now. And yeah, school's very busy this time of year, I feel like, for most people. So it is what it is. But for now, thank you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday for episode 27, where we're hopefully hyping up the playoffs and
Well, we will be hyping up the
Oh
playoffs.
yeah, that's right. We're guaranteed in, so we're good. We're guaranteed 1 home playoff, 1 playoff game.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say home yet.
Not guaranteed. But
Not guaranteed a home game, but we're guaranteed at least 1 playoff game.
yeah.
See you guys next time.
We'll see you in the playoffs.